Coming to you live with all the sports action from around the UP. Welcome to Friday Night Frenzy.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Frenzy, once again presented by the Venice Pub and Pizzeria of Ishpeming. I want to give a special shout out to all the players, coaches, fans, and our photographers here at ABC 10 for enduring what can only be described as a typical UP Friday in October. Torrential rain, blistering winds, and temperatures just a tad above freezing. We begin in Marquette where the Redmen and Miners battle for the Jubilee Diamond Trophy. There it is. First quarter, Marquette with 4th and short at midfield. Logan Streeter gets one of his mitts on the ball, deflecting it away, and there was no score after the first quarter. To the second, Negaunee on the move. Austin Johnson gets the handoff, and through the mud and the muck, Johnson busts loose. He would be pulled down inside the Redmond 15, a gain of 25 on the play. Negaunee faced a 4th down and 15 from the 13. Ryan Sergila off the play action fake, airs it out, and somehow through the downpour, Connor Brazo hauls in the interception at the Marquette 2-yard line. Play of the half. Max Bednarik trying to punt here. He's going to drop the ball, he's going to recover the ball, and watch this punt. Gets a little help from the wind and the rain, 53 yards in all. In fact, Bednarik had the game-winning field goal from 17 yards out. Way to go. We love kickers. 9-8 Marquette. The final. In Kingsford, the band celebrated Senior Day with lights and some nice costumes, while senior quarterback Joe Hofer celebrated in his own way with 6 points here by handing it off to Cole Moreau, and the junior punches it through 6-0 Kingsford. With a chance to respond, Gladstone goes 3 and out, and coming up here, they go to punt, but Tyler Wells' punt is blocked. Kingsford starting to get into the groove as we go to the second quarter. This time, it's Sam Santee who cuts to his left, and he avoids a defender, and he would just barely break the plane, but he does. 20-0 Flivers. Gladstone, however, had no plans to go away. Near the half, it's Tyler Wells rolling to his right. He'll find his man, Lucian Burge, who gets Gladstone to within striking distance of the half. However, Kingsford would win it in the end. Your final, 41-20. In the Sioux is where Escanaba was. Escanaba, 6-6 game, third quarter, and third down, just could not get it. They would have to punt, but Escanaba, one problem. They couldn't get off the punt as the Blue Devils swarmed to the ball. Blue and white, next possession, drive to the 7-yard line. Justin Fountain scores from there, 13-6 the Sioux. Ensuing kickoff, Eskimos Corey McInerney rips through the Sioux coverage all the way down inside the Blue Devils 30-yard line before being brought down by Jeppy Berenik. But the Blue Devils defense tightened up and prevented a score on that drive. The Sioux squeaked out the win over Marquette, 13-12. To the scoreboards, Lance running back Brandon Kempinen had 127 yards rushing on 20 carries and 4 scores, but Northland Pines gets the 35-34 win. Iron Mountain, in another 1-point game, defeated Hurley 23-22. The Mountaineers are 5-3, and they need a win next week versus Norway to automatically clinch a playoff spot. Speaking of the Mid-Penn Conference, with a win at Manistee, Westwood would clinch themselves a playoff spot. First quarter, the Patriots cash in for 6 points, courtesy of number 6, Luke Gray, and that gave the Pats a 7-0 lead. The next play is Manistee's season in a nutshell. Now down 14-0 in punting. Brett Annalyn, the ball over his head. He couldn't fall on it, but Trent Dean says, I got it. That's a touchdown. 21-0 Westwood. Let's go to the second quarter. The Patriots on the move yet again on the option play. Trevor Burke keeps it, and Mr. Burke has reservations for 6. 50 yards at all. You're not going to catch him. Congrats to the Westwood Patriots. They are off to the playoffs. 59-0 win over the Emeralds. In other Mid-Penn action, Gwyn took on Norway in those less than ideal conditions. First quarter, the Miletowners on the move. Michael Rector on the reverse catches the Knights D off guard, and Mr. Rector would go the distance. 57 yards, and hey, looky here, Gwyn up 6-0. Norway looking to respond from their own 42. Taylor Bonetti on the quarterback keeper. Bonetti keeps it, and that was a wise decision, young man. He would be hauled down at the Gwyn 4-yard line. And from the 4-yard line, last name Bonetti, first name Garrett. He scores to give the Knights a 14-6 lead. After a Gwyn fumble, they had quite a few of those in the first quarter. Garrett Bonetti scores yet again, this time from 26 yards out to make it 20-6 in favor of the Knights. Gwyn then drove down inside the Knights 30 before fumbling the ball yet again. Garrett Bonetti went 65 yards to the house on that one. Norway, your winner, 54-20. Gwyn, you got to hold on to the football. Back to the boards. Calumet's Tyler Locust ran for 3 touchdowns. Robert Urkela chipped in with 2 touchdowns as the Copper Kings won big at Ironwood. And it's been a tough season for both Baraga and Houghton, but the Gremlins get the shutout victory at home. Back to the highlights. Munising's ground game paid dividends and then some against Stevenson. First quarter, how about we show that ground game? Garrett Blank just blows over that guy and another, and he would not be caught. 38 yards to the end zone, 8-0 Mustangs. Munising then went to their other running back, Corey Modi. And again, up the first down, or up the middle there for the first down. Modi would then go out for a breather, and again comes in Mr. Blank. This time he scores yet again, one of 3 touchdowns for Mr. Blank. 221 yards in the game, 3 touchdowns, and he went over 1,000 yards for the season. It's Corey Cody. Corey, I owe you one, buddy. Mr. Cody would score here in the second quarter for the Mustangs. They win big, 48-6 over the Eagles. Isaac Mahosky also with a touchdown for Munising. They're 7-1. Game against Lance next week. To the Copper Country, Hancock. Their hands full tonight against West Iron County. First quarter, the Whitecons on the move. Jake Polich is going to maneuver his way to the end zone and score as the side judge decides to get a little bit of airtime there. After the Whitecons got the ball back, Brandon Olson gets the carry on the far side, and Olson cuts the other way, and from there, can we just get out of the camera, please? Thank you. Olson, back to him. He scores 42 yards in all, 14-0 West Iron County. Hancock looking to get something going on offense. Chase Anderson keeps the ball. He stayed patient and found a hole. Gain of 17 there on the play, but the drive would stall out. West Ironville had no trouble finding the promised land. Polich scores another touchdown late in the first as West Iron County. Can you just stay on the shot? They win 46-6. Joining the Whitecons in the postseason will be Bark River Harris. You gotta love the football flying in there. The Broncos outscored the Jets 22-0 in the second half to secure a playoff spot with their 6th win of the season. There are a few high school football games on the schedule tomorrow. Menominee takes on rival Marinette. Forest Park plays at Wakefield against the Gogebic Miners. North Dickinson takes on Lakeland and Hubble. And Uintraw Creek heads to Ontonagon. We have to take a quick break here on Friday Night Frenzy. There's still plenty more to get to. Up next, we head back outside, why not, for highlights of NMU's soccer game against Tiffin. That's next on the Frenzy, right here on ABC 10. Welcome back to the Frenzy, presented by the Venice Pub and Pizzeria of Ishpeming. The NMU soccer team hasn't had the start that they wanted to their season, but things are starting to click for the girls. The Cats won both games last week in Ohio, pitching back-to-back shutouts. The Wildcats played in those lovely outdoor conditions today in Marquette against Tiffin. Just 14 seconds into the game, watch the ball. NMU's Paula Hafner puts the shot on goal. It gets away from the keeper, and Hafner does what she does best, and that's score goals. 1-0 Cats. Later in the half, Hafner throws the ball across the box. Kim Riepfeld tracks it down, fires, and that's just beautiful. 2-0 NMU 8 minutes in. And the goals just keep coming for the green and gold. Carmen Villarreal gets Hafner to the ball, a mini breakaway, advantage, Miss Hafner. That made it 3-0. NMU scored 7 times in their win against Tiffin. In Houghton, Huskies forward Lexi Herwig scored the only goal of the game in the 82nd minute as Michigan Tech defeated Findlay 1-0. At day 1 of the GLIAC GLVC crossover volleyball tournament in Aurora, Illinois, Michigan Tech and Northern Michigan both suffered 3-1 defeats. In college hockey, how about Walt Kyle's Wildcats? They win their season opener 2-0 against Wisconsin at the Resch Center in Green Bay. Darren Nowick and Dominic Shine scored for NMU. Matthias Dahlstrom made 18 saves for the shutout. Notre Dame added a goal late to beat Lake State by 2. In a wild one, Minnesota State downed Minnesota Duluth 5-4. That one in OT. Also in OT, Fair State 3, St. Lawrence 2. And Bowling Green shut out the Chargers in Huntsville 5-0. In junior hockey, the Marquette Royals won 4-2 at Worcester. Luke Thurston made 25 saves in net for the Royals. Don't forget, tomorrow the UP Cross Country Finals take place at 11 a.m. at the Gens Golf Course in Marquette. In college football, NMU plays at home against Wayne State. Michigan Tech, big game against Grand Valley State. Michigan State gets Illinois. The NMU hockey team has one more game against Wisconsin in Green Bay. I'll be there for that. Sunday, Packers and Panthers, Saints and Lions in Detroit. Jimmy Kimmel is next. I gotta go, I'm out of time. See you later. Have a great weekend.